The House passing a stopgap measure to keep the government open into December. While it's not stimulus, the measure gives $30 billion in aid to farmers, another $8 billion to a program to help feed kids who otherwise rely on free school lunch school rather. This maybe could clear the way for some obstacles for a stimulus to get done. Joining us now to discuss, Republican Indiana Senator, also a member of the Agricultural and Budget Committees, Mike Braun. Senator, before a vote in your committee has the CBO budget coming through in a few minutes, I just want to get your concerns. Okay, we've got this. There was already some haggling over this. Everyone keeps saying we need more fiscal stimulus. Now the Federal Reserve pushing hard. Are things going to get easier in this election year? Is it even possible to get some of these things done?
You know, I think, Charles, the chance of anything getting done pre-election does not look good to me. When you have what we're dealing with on the appointment schedule, the Supreme Court Justice, I think that's going to be top priority. Got the scheduled break that's in place. So, I mean, it could happen. What I'm hearing on the economic front is a different story maybe from every state. A lot of it dependent on how strong your economy was going into it. Probably about as good as it's been for any state. I think the big differentiator would be state and local governments, and I know that's part of the HEROES Act, part of what Pelosi is wanting on the other side. That gets to be a difficult conversation because even in these great economic times pre-COVID, many places were still having trouble balancing their budgets. So Indiana was not like that. That's why I think we've got a very V-shaped recovery. And most of what I've been hearing from business owners would be trouble getting people back during that stretch when the unemployment was out there. You know, I think incentivizing some not to come back. So different story every state.
Yeah, to someone who watches this very closely, my great fear is that we're going to fall off an economic cliff before Congress gets its act together. And, just remember, with 30 million people getting some form of unemployment benefits, some pockets of the economy, states are doing well, but it's just too dangerous for the entire country not to get one more jolt. I do want to circle back, though, to your comments with respect to the Supreme Court. Now, you think President Trump should nominate Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court. What puts her at the top of your list?
Well, number one, she's from Indiana. That's important. We know her. I've watched her probably more closely. Never met her, but when I look at her record, she's a constitutionalist. I don't think there's any fear of legislating from the bench. And I think the big risk for many, what do they do once they get there? Everything I can see about Amy is she will not waver from the consistency of what we know about her as an appellate judge. So to me, that's a big issue because I've been disappointed somewhat where that's occurred on recent appointments, including, Supreme Court Justice Roberts in certain cases. So I think that she gives me confidence that she'll stick with the process that we know her for and be consistent with the ruling she's done at the appellate level.
I want to ask you about our relationship with China, both President Trump and Xi at the UN. Xi, calling for the world to come together in democracy. Meanwhile, President Trump bashing China for its role in COVID-19. Away from all of this, we are seeing soybean prices go through the roof. You always stand up for the farmers in your state and the farmers in the Midwest. What do you think? I mean, it seems like China is buying these, starting to live up to these, to their commitment. And how important is it, particularly since we're talking about the economy?
Well, the thing I worry about with China is, will they be a fair weather friend, or will they be there through thick and thin? And I think whenever they do come in, it's probably because of a reason that is not consistent with that stability you'd want to see in a good long-term relationship. And I think their behavior leading up over the last 5 to 7 years in terms of how they have reneged on some stuff I would take the bounty while it's occurring and be careful that you don't build it into your long-term plan until their midterm and long-term behavior starts to dovetail with their performance.
Senator, thank you very much. Appreciate your time as always. Thank you.
You bet.